Uh, Hello and welcome again. Welcome to all those who have joined a little late. So myself, Harsh Oza. Today uh, we have our web development seminar. So this session will be conducted by Devesh Kumar Jaiswal. He is a web nominee of PGAC team and he has gladly accepted the invitation to give this session to all of you. So I would request everyone to take the opportunity and learn basics of web development so that you can build your profile and you can make your own research web page. So that would be helpful for your uh, that would be helpful for your making CV or some other things, whatever queries we have received. Uh, they have mentioned that they, if any prerequisites are required or not. So Devesh will be taking you through a very basic route. So any prerequisite is not there. You just need to be here and understand this. So I think at the end of the session, you will be able to build your own web page. So I'll hand over to Devesh. So Devesh, you can start.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to this session. Okay, I'm myself Devesh Kumar, and I am from Triple M department, Amtech, and let's start the session. Okay, directly. Don't waste the time and directly let's start the session. So, so I will go through very basic and tell you why web development is required and how you can build your own interactive web page. So there are a lot of tool and technology are required for developing a web page. So you can see the HTML5, the semantic HTML, CSS, Flexbox layout. These are all the front end type. Okay, and there are a lot of backend type also required to develop your web page, like DOM manipulation and API, Unix command, Node. Someone using Node and someone using for Python developer, they are using Django and the
Devesh,
Express web
let
framework.
me interrupt you.
Yeah,
Are you sharing your screen?
I think I am, but let me share. Okay, yeah.
No, it is not
Uh,
visible to anyone.
oh, it's not visible. Okay, let
Yeah,
me share. Now it is coming.
yeah, it has just started.
Okay, okay.
Yes, you
Sorry
can
for the issue.
begin again, I think.
Okay, yeah. So here you can see this one. Okay, I started from here, and you can see for developing a web pages you require HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are for the front end. Okay, and for the back end you require how to handle the website. For that one you require Node.js, Express databases, and how to deploy, how to authorize. These are other things that you require to develop a web pages. So there is a very good example. By using you can easily understand why front end and why back end. Okay, so in the front end you can see here, this is the top part. This is the top part where you can see Ajax, Angular, PhoneGap, Bootstrap, CSS3, HTML5, JSON. These are all required to develop your front page. And in the back end you can see PHP, Python, Ruby, Java. These are all to handle the backend server. And in between you need some databases to store your data. For that one someone using SQL, someone using MySQL, someone using NoSQL. So different type of SQL is required to store the data. So this is the basic of this one, and I am coming to the this point. Leave this part. Okay, this is not required. And so coming to the HTTP request. So whatever the web page you are seeing, it is transferring as a HTTPS. S is for the secure. So for the HTTP request hypertext transfer protocol, we are saying it hypertext transfer protocol. By using you can send your web pages because the computer don't know. Okay, so you are seeing something here in the front end. You are saying it is very quite beautiful web page, but computer don't know what it is. So you are you can see computer understand these languages, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So if you go to the view page source, So it is little slow. View page source, control U. You can press control U and see the view page source and go to the page source. You can see there are a lot of code here. This is a link. Link is attached. This is HTML tag. These are all HTML. And on the top, you can see there could be some CSS file. Let me search CSS. There should be some CSS file. Yeah, these are all the CSS file attached to this one, and some .js file. Some .js file would be there at the bottom. So at the bottom, you can see there's just some JavaScript file. So system is understanding these type of languages. You directly can't print this photos and everything. So for that one, you have to know what is the CSS, JavaScript, and HTML used in this web development. Okay. And coming to the server side. So what we are doing, we are a client and we are sending something, some link to our server, any server. Suppose that this is the server, but if you write something else here, okay, some garbage value, and if you press, it will redirect you to somewhere else. It is not giving you any value because this URL is not found. See, page not found. You can see your page not found here. Okay. So for that one, you have to require a specific address that is sending to the server side, and server will check this is there or not. If it is not there, it will respond there, page is not found, and something else. So for that, you have to check it, what you are sending. This is the client and other side, the server. So come to the main point here. Okay. So here something we are searching for this one. It will check. Yeah. This example, see this example. You are searching on Google. You are searching something on Google. Let's search. Suppose that you are searching something on Google. Okay. So it will send address to the from the front end. We are searching something. It will take the URL and send to the server side, and from the server to the database, it will fetch the data, and again it will respond by using these three languages: CSS, JavaScript, and this one, these three languages, and it will respond you this one, this web page. If you go to the images, you can see here a lot of image you can see, and if you inspect this one, you can see this code here. These are all written in CSS, JavaScript, and some maybe jQuery. So what is front end and what is back end? Okay. So this is the beautiful example of what is front end and what is back end. So on the front end, you're going to restaurant, you are serving something, and there are a lot of things going on the back end. So who is making this one? So from the back end side, it is coming to the front end, and you can see what is in front of you. So this is the basic difference between the front end and back end. So coming to the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, these are the three basic tools that we are going to use to design any website. So coming to the HTML is same thing, it is a very basic text that you can see around here. So in the HTML page, you can't see this type of styling or anything. It's a simple text. If you can compare, it is a noun. It's a very simple thing. But if you want to add something in this one, if you want to add color, if you want to add something padding, if you want to some style, then you require CSS. And if you want to some action, suppose that if you want any blinking or any hover effect or anything, automatic size changing, then you require JavaScript. So this is the basic difference between the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And let's start this one, some basic practice. So for this one, I am using the Chrome web browser. And for this one, for text editor, you can use Sublime Text either or VS Code. It's up to you. Okay. So let's come to the second pages. So HTML is a hypertext markup language. So in this hypertext, how it is come from, like whatever thing you are doing in LaTeX, that can also be done in this by using HTML. This is also a markup language. LaTeX is also a markup language, and Word, whatever thing you can do in Word can also be done by using the HTML. But there are a lot more you can do with this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you can see there's a basic simple text here, the research paper. This is designed by using the HTML. So this is the markup language, and I will go through the basic element of this markup language and how to add all the element into your HTML style sheet. So let me show you before starting this one. So this is MDN, Mozilla Development Network. I am using, because before going to this web designing, you have to search a lot, because you are not going to remember anything. So you have some basic idea how to do this one, and by using it, you have to search a lot, means a lot. 90% of time it is based on the searching. So how to do a very smart search? So by using MDN, you can see, going to the reference and see the reference here, and into the reference you can see the HTML structure web, CSS, and the JavaScript. Okay, and open the HTML. In the HTML, you can see there are a lot of tag here. The P tag, and where is the tag here? The brief history syntax. There are a lot of tag you can see here. The HTML tag. 1 second. HTML tag MDN, Mozilla Development Network. See, these are all the elements that we are going to use. Sorry, we are going to use our HTML web page. So you can see here the base is there, head is there, the link is there, the meta is here, the style, title, and body, address, aside, H1 to H6. We see all these things. Not all, but which is very important, we can see in our web page. The I tag, the B tag, the EM, emphasis, the italic, the U, the where, images, we're definitely going to see the image. You can embed the video also, and audio also in your web page, and the frame also, the form, math, delete, all these button you can see gradually. Okay, so before starting this, let me show you something, very basic web page that you can see. This CodePen is also a very basic website where you can directly write your HTML code or CSS and JavaScript into your single code. This is a calculator, the basic calculator. There you can calculate everything. See, it is giving the result. But what if you remove this one, this JavaScript? It is there, but you can't see anything. See, if you want to add something, you can't, because there is no action in this one. So what you have to do for the action, you have to add some JavaScript code. But what if I delete this one, the CSS one? So this is just a bunch of number and text. That's it. Okay. So for giving a style and making it interactive, you have to add this CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. Okay. So let's start the first exercise of this one. Okay. So this is your first web page I have created. Okay, and you can see, if I open this in Chrome browser, it will look like this one. Okay, so I'm going to make this one, okay, one by one, and I will introduce all the tag, what are H1 tag, what are image, how to add the link, how to add this one word into the hyperlink, how to add the subsection, how to add the section, how to make H1 to S6, and how to add the table here, how to add the list and table we will see later. Okay. So this is the first exercise I am sending you to this. How to send the message. Is there a way to attach a file here?
You can send it to me later on. I will share with all the participants.
Okay, 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 no problem then. Okay. So suppose this is my first page. I am just cutting it here and pasting it here so that one by one, because there are a lot of topic I have to cover, so I'm not going through all this one by one. So I am just copying and pasting here so that you can say what is changing. So first I will go to the P tag. Before that, I have to cover anything else. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, so see this web page. Okay. There is a very lot of styling. There is very less styling here. Means it will basically, you can think this is the HTML page, except from this one, how to add this, add this picture to the right corner, or how to add this margin here. And you can see this is only one heading in this one. There is nav bar. You can see on top there are a lot of imaging. There are a lot of hyperlink, and this is the table. Not table. You can see the list, order list, and there is section here, one section, two section, and this is the other section, the subsection on this one, and uh, and at the bottom this is table. You can see the table here, and this is the unordered list, and this is the order list. So gradually we see how to develop this type of thing by using the HTML. Okay. So first let's see if it is, this is my page, and I have to add some p tag to this one, and you can directly add this p tag and go there, and you can, if you refresh this page, this is the p tag, means all the paragraph you can use by using the p tag. P tag is simply, if you open,
Dinesh,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, but I think people don't know, I think, from anything. So maybe you can start with very basic, like just how to start the code from where you can, from which particular software you have to start,
yeah, that's what
then
I'm
what
thinking. There is
initial
no
code.
software tool. Okay, no? There is no software. You just have to type here on the text editor. So from the basic I'm
Yeah,
starting.
so text editor.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Nothing is required.
okay.
Okay. So this is the first tag I'm using, the p tag. P is called the paragraph tag. Okay. I'm using nothing here. See the HTML element, the first element is p tag. I am using the h1 fit the form, and then I will gradually go to the some other element. Okay. So this is the first one, the p1 tag I'm using. And before that, you can see the HTML skeleton. Okay, okay. Let me start the HTML skeleton. Then I will go to the p tag. Okay, you can see here, if you just give the sign of exclamation and hit the tab button, so there are a skeleton of HTML you can see here. So if you see on the top, this is the HTML doc type. So it is telling this one is a HTML type document. Okay, if you open into the browser, it will give you something. It will show you some result. Okay, on the heading, it is written as a document. Okay, so let's save this one and start from the basic. If you are saying this one, and let's change the title name to this, chicken coldpedia, and you go there and save this one. And if you are opening this, refresh this one, and you can see here the chicken. uh, is it visible? Like here it is written here, chicken coldpedia, the title of the speech. This is generally showing on the web pages, where see here it is, the title is launch. Here the title is stride web page is not found. These are all the title which can be shown when you give the title name at this point. Okay, and these are the metadata which is not required at this point, so leave it. On the heading we are adding the title, and whatever thing apart from the heading, which is the main content, which will go in this body type here. So in this one, the body part, all the p tag, all the element is going to be added in this one at this point. So write down the p and hit tab, and whatever the P tag, if you want to write, you can write here. Lorem is very famous. Lorem into write something 10. Okay, so it will give you the some garbage text which I am going to use in this one. So if you hit enter, it will give you some garbage text. And if you save this one, and if you refresh the page, this is the text that is going to show here. Okay, so I'm removing this one. I'm adding the actual text what is here.
Devesh,
Yeah.
I think you need to slow down a little bit because one thing is that you are writing code in software editor, somewhere text editor,
Yeah.
but where it is implemented, so I think you just need to slow down really very much, I think. So let's start like you started with HTML,
Yeah.
head and body, and then you are writing something. So
Something,
you
yeah.
have written that in text editor.
Yes,
But
yes.
after that, what you do?
Okay, okay. So I think I am changing.
Can you
Okay, I'm
split the
changing
window
it very fast.
so the browser and yeah,
Okay, okay, okay,
browser
okay,
and
okay, okay, okay.
the text.
I know what you are thinking, like how it is going to the browser and how it is printing something.
Yes.
Can I ask one
Yes,
question?
no? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
So, what is the benefit of using the Sublime instead of Notepad or something VI editor?
No, no. Sublime is giving you autofill. Okay, autofill something. So if you write something like if you write a spam, okay, and if you hit tab button, so it will automatically give you the closing tag of the first one, the starting tag of first one, the closing tag. Okay, no need to write all the things here.
Okay,
And
so we
suppose
can
that
only. So there is no need of any kind of setting for Sublime.
no, you can
So-
use the notepad also. Okay, but you have to write all this indentation. It is giving you the nice indentation and everything. You can write in even the notepad also. If you write the notepad, you have to do some little effort, but you can do it.
Okay, so I agree. So you are saying that there is a auto completion. So
Yeah,
is
auto
there anything
completion.
we have to set anything for auto completion in the Sublime, or it is just
No,
automatically?
it is automatically built. But if you want to set something like uh, I have set this one, for this one that is really not required at this time, the emit. If you want to embed the emit, you can also embed this one, but that's not really required. Suppose that if you want to download this one, okay, go to the download, and if you want to add into the Sublime text, to click the Sublime text and go to the new version. This is the old, I think. So go to the new one and see here. So on the installation, it is given, go to the command palette, run the package control install package on the image and go to the Sublime text, and in the tool, I think tool control shift plus P, just click here, and whatever it is writing here, package control install packages, yeah, you can search here and it will open the emit and you can install the emit. So what is the benefit of using the emit? So suppose that if you want some UL tag and if you want some all the list with the item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, then you have to just use this regex command, only one line command. And if you hit the tab, suppose that I'm copying this one and pasting here, and I'm hitting the tab, and let me remove this one. So it is giving a nice texture of this. This is initially it was. So it is giving the UL means on order list, and the class ID is navigation bar, and the list item. The dollar is saying the number 1, 2, 3, 4. So dollar into 4 means item 1, 2, 3, 4, and A is for the anchor tag, and item dollar means the. So if you don't know these things, then leave it. I will come to this later. But I'm saying like there is a very big command. There's a very big command you can directly just type by just embed by using the simple command. Okay. So where I am just like how to use the element tag. The first one is the element tag. So come to the element tag. So basically, what is element tag? Go there on MDN, p tag MDN. Okay. Here is the paragraph element. Okay. So whatever the element you are using, before using it, go to the MDN and search what it is doing. Okay. So here you can see like read this one. If you read it, the HTML p element represent a paragraph. So you know the what is paragraph. Okay. So in this one there is one p tag from here to here, and there is another p tag. So there is a two paragraph you can see at this point, and there is some styling of CSS because this border is coming. So that's what these two are separated. So you can see this one. So this is the two paragraph. So I am adding the paragraph into our first web page. So go here and take this paragraph. This is the paragraph. I'm taking it and go here and paste it. Okay. So this is our first paragraph. Let's indent it and save it. And suppose, and this is my first HTML page. See, this is here it is. Okay. And if you want to see what the content inside this one, go to right click and open with the Chrome. Okay. And here you can see the nice paragraph you can see at this point. Okay. And now if you want to inspect what's the inside it, just you can go and inspect the element. Okay. So if you want to inspect something like this one, so if you go and hover over this one, so it is showing a p element. If you see at this point p, and the size of this one is 911 into 10, and the color is background is black, the text color is black, and the font size is 16 pixel times New Roman. All the things you can see at this box at here, and this is coming under the HTML page. And here you go and expand this one. In the body you can see your title page, title here, and if you want to see what's in the paragraph, you can expand the paragraph and you can see what is the paragraph here. Okay, so this is the first element paragraph I am adding in this one. Okay, and let me check what next element. So this is the simple paragraph I am adding here. And suppose that if you want to add two paragraph, then you have to take this p and this p, copy this one, go here, paste it here, and indent it properly. So it is the two paragraph. Save it and come to this point and refresh the page. You can see there is two paragraph. One is here and another is here. You can see there is a bold type. The chicken is bold. This one is a hyperlink. So how to make these things? Okay. And I think I'm missing something here. Okay. Here. And here also I'm missing something. Just save it. And yes. So I have covered the p tag and the skeleton. Let me check what else to cover here. And see HTML intro. Yeah. Not required. So where I was like I have added the p tag. Okay. And if you want to add some heading in this one, see at the top you can see this one. There is one heading in any page. So you can see at top, this is the heading. So for the heading, search here what is the heading. Okay, HEADNG heading, MDN. See, H1 to H6, these are the tag H tag which is used to add the heading inside your HTML page. Okay, so here you can see, go here at this point and see, this one is H1 tag, this one is H2, this one is H3, H4, and these are all the different type of tag which are using for the heading. So H1 is the biggest one, okay, and from H1 to H6 the size is going to decrease. This is the level 1 tag, the H1 is the level 1 tag, the H2 is the level 2 tag, H3 is the level 3 tag, H4 is the level 4, and as you go downside you will see like the size is decreasing. So wherever you see the section or the heading, you will use the H1 tag, and when you see this subsection, this is the H2 tag, okay, and if there is a subsection on this one, just like behavior, this is I think the S3 tag. You can inspect. Inspection is very necessary for this one to creating any web page. So if you inspect something, go there and inspect this one, and what it is saying, this is a span of H2. See here, this is the H2 coming under this span, and if you inspect this element, where it is, this one, and if you inspect something here, see, this is H4, okay. So as you want to decrease the size of this one, you have to add this H1, H2, H3 and H4 tag in our web page. So come to this H tag and embed into your website. So this is the H1 to H6 tag, and copy here and paste it here. See, and if you save this one, take your file and go to your HTML introduction, HTML, and this is my first web page. And if you open with the Chrome browser, you can see all the heading at this point: H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. I am H5, I am H6. You can see at this point. Okay. So suppose if you want to add some heading at this point. So if you want to add this heading on the top of your web page, so go there, add heading just below the body tag here, H1, or you can directly write H1 and hit tab. It will give you this one. And suppose that if you want to add chicken as your heading, go and save this chicken. Okay, and go and refresh your page. You will see this one is chicken. This is the heading. This is the paragraph under this one. And after this, you can see some other paragraph. Okay. So suppose that if you want to bold, suppose that if you want to make it bold, so for bolding section, you use the B tag or a strong tag. So I am using the B tag for this one. Go here. Suppose that I am cutting this. Okay, write B, hit tab, and paste it. So if you go here, refresh the page, you will see this one is chicken B tag. So if you are welding it, and if you want to make it italic, there is some tag called italic. If you want to make any word italic MDN, so there's an I tag which is used to make any word italic. So suppose if you want to make this one italic from this point to this point, okay. So what you will do, you will write I tab, hit tab, and you can paste all your element inside this one and save it. And go and refresh your page, where your chicken page, yeah. Save it. You can see this is the italic. Okay. There is some other tag you can see. I am just telling you all the tag which are going to use to making in this one, making a basic HTML page. So if you go down and see some other tag, like what you can see here, so if you want to embed some image in this one, okay. So if you want to add an image, so for the image, what you can do, img is a tag which is used to give an image. But you can see here there is one difference, like for every element there is an opening tag and there is a closing tag, okay. But for the img there is only opening tag, there is no closing tag. So why this is so? Because for the whatever which is going to close, these tag having the some text, so text has no size, but image has some size. So that's why it is bounded to this this opening bracket. So that's not require the closing bracket. So if you want to image, add some image here. So it is require some source, and I will come this alt tag later. What is alt tag? So I will let you show the where is my image. So this is my image, Stevie Chicken. If this is my image, if I want to add this image to the front of at this point at our web page, so what I can do, I have to add the path. So the path of this picture is, you have to just go from this point to one point above at this picture folder, and from the picture folder just you have to take this one, this image, and you can paste it. So go to the property and see the detail. This is the path, the actual path, the C drive, ultra, desktop, whatever. So but for that one, just you have to take the picture, go here and paste it to the source, and the name of this picture, the Stevie Chicken. Stevie Chicken, go to the property, Stevie Chicken, here, and .jpg, and save this one, and go to your browser and refresh this one. Yeah, there's a picture of this one, this HTML page. Okay, so here is the picture, and suppose if you want to make a link, so there is a three. Suppose that what is the alt tag? Na? Let me come to the alt tag, alt, and hit the tab button. It is coming over. Yes, someone is asking something.
Yeah, Devesh, this is me, Radik.
Yeah, yeah, Radha.
Devesh, I just wanted to know, like this pictures slash TV chicks you have put. So, how does, I mean, like, it directly go to that path? I mean, like,
Yeah, let me show
how
you.
just writing the pictures, it is going directly to that folder. Why it is not going to D or the other folder?
Yeah. Let me show you something. Like you can see, if you take this picture, okay, copy it and go back and paste it here in the same folder where it is. Okay, where your file and the picture all in the same folder. And if you want to embed this picture into your file, you can do directly like take this picture, take this picture folder, leave it the picture folder, and directly add this one, the Stevie Chicken.jpg format, na? Stevie Chicken JPG, and save it. Okay, and you refresh this page. Okay, still it is coming, but my picture is not in the same folder. It is one step above the folder your file it is. Okay, so your file is in this folder like intro to HTML, but your picture is this one in the picture folder. So for what you can do, you can go one step back and take the picture folder, take this picture folder name, okay, and go here and add this name to this one and slash. So this is how the path can be added. Otherwise, you can also do one thing. You go there and take the entire path. It is going to the C, user, ultra, desktop, web dev, intro to HTML, and now it is into the picture. Take this entire folder name, and instead of picture directly, you can paste it here. All the folder name, backward slash, and save it. Still you can see the picture is coming, but why to do this one? Just you have to go one step above and you can directly save the picture. This is called the path property. So leave this one, directly take the picture folder and save it here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, that is good. Okay, yeah. So now coming to the alt. Suppose that if you are given something like JPG, and if you given some different format or some different path, which is not particular, like the picture is not there in a folder, or if you given some wrong path. Suppose that the picture is there, pictures was there, but you write down the picture and go there and refresh the page. Where is the where is the picture? It is not showing, no? So it should be broken, but it is not coming. Why not? I don't know. It should be broken or something. So that's why I'm giving some alt tab here. So you can write here, there is a chicken. chicken here, and if the path is wrong, this will show like there is something here, this broken picture. There is something here which is either change, or either you can add or you can modify this one. So what do you think, like there is something wrong in this format, so I have to modify this one and make some different picture out of it. So if you don't give anything, like if you don't give any alt tab, so what it will think, like there is nothing, this is only a picture. If you give something here alt, so it will think like there is some picture of chicken, but it is not visible, so you can modify it from here. So write as, this is the exact folder name, and refresh it. So you can see this is the picture of our chicken. Okay. And if you want to add a link, hyperlink in your web page, so adding a link, you can do one thing. For adding a link, you require the anchor tag. The A tag, there are 4 way. There is 2 or 3 or 4 way, I think, using which you can add a link in this one. Suppose that if you want to add this page, add this link of this page into your web page, so you can do this also. And if you want to add some other thing, like if you want to add this link, start.in, this also can be done. And if you want to make this picture a link, you can also make a link out of this picture. So just start one by one. So how to add this one, this page link? So for making a link of any web page, you have to use the A tag. Suppose that if you are using the A tag, hit the tab. It wants a hyperreference. So href is hyperreference. So you go there and take a hyperreference of anything. It is asking for a link for this one. So you copy it and go here and paste it here. Okay. So it is asking a http start.in. Leave it. Take some other link which is relevant to the chicken. This one. Take this link and Control Z, paste it here, and you can see. So chicken Wikipedia. Save it and go here and refresh. So you can see this is the chicken Wikipedia. If you click at this point, just click here. Okay, it will redirect you to this Wikipedia page. So go back into this one, into your HTML web page, and here if you don't give anything, something like this one, if you don't give anything, just refresh it. Nothing. Why it is? Because if you are making anything link, then you have to give a name to this one. So if you don't want to give any name, so directly what you can do, you take this link and you can also paste it here, and that will also work. That will make a link to the hyperlink. So this is the one way to make a link. So I will leave it at the chicken Wikipedia, and there is another way. By using, you can make a link. So suppose that I'm using the A tag and the reference, and if you want to link this file, this about file, let me open this file. Yeah, this is the file I want to link into this website. So how I can do? So for that one, you have to give the reference of this page where the folder where the path of this file. So the path is same, like this is also in the same folder, and the chicken file is also in the same folder. So take this about page, about.html, and embed into the here and save it and refresh the page. So you can see this is a chicken Wikipedia page, and where is the about page? So I have not written anything here in the main content of this one. So about page. So go here, write down this one, save it here, and yeah, there's two links. One is the chicken Wikipedia, another is the about page. If you click on the about page, it will go to the some other page of this, some other HTML page. So if you want to go to the home, like I have also added In the about page also, you can see here. I have added the anchor tag in this one, this chicken.html. So if I click to go home, it will redirect to the this page. This here, it is showing here. No? It will redirect to the this page. So if you go and click here, it will come to the this page. Okay. So let us start some other tag. What we can do
Uh,
after this one?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can we write the link just below the figure and how to
Yeah.
increase or decrease the size of figure?
Yeah, that's I'm also coming to the red topic. Okay, so you can also decrease or increase the size by using the CSS tag. It is not possible by using the HTML tag. Okay, but you can write this tag below this one by using the BR tag. BR called the breakpoint. There is a two section called one is the inline block and another is the block. So the picture is coming under the block label, and the text or anchor link, this is coming the inline. Inline means all the link will come one after the another. But in the block level, what it will do, it will come as a block level means first it will print one block, then the another block in a single column, but it will go as in a row wise. Inline block will go in a row wise, but the block level will be in a block in a column wise. Okay, so for breaking it, you can do one thing. You can, after this one, you have to write the BR tag. BR, hit the tab. This will break your from image to this inline block. And after this, you write BR and save it. And after this, also you write BR, hit enter and save it. And now you refresh this one. Now, see, all in the block level. The chicken is also in the block level. About page also in the block level. So our first page is created, like here is the chicken, our first photo is added, you can see. And what if you want to make this picture as a hyperlink? So making the picture as a hyperlink, what you can do, go here and so if you want to make this picture a hyperlink, so what you can do, you can do one thing, like you have to add this image tag under this tag, hyper under this C. Suppose that if you want to make image as a hyperlink, image hyperlink MDN. Yeah, it will open. See, I don't think it is. This is the same. Go one step backward and check some other link. Anchor element. Yeah. This is not what I'm looking for. Yes. See, this is the anchor tag. Okay. And if you want to make an image, a hyperlink, you can do one thing, like you can add this this image source under this one, under the main content, and instead of at place of href, what you can do, you can go and take any website. Let me check the chicken website. Okay, and yeah, this is the website. Copy it and paste it here and save it, and go your website, go to your website, where it is. Yeah, refresh the page and see the hand pointer is coming. Earlier it was only arrow, but now it is hand. If you click at this point, see, it is going to the redirecting to the some other page. Go back and see, this is the chicken page. Okay, so there is a 2 to 3 way you can make a hyperlink. Okay, there's a, and what else you can do by using an image. The H1 is covered, this one is covered, and yeah, H1, H2, H6. And suppose if you want something like something order list or another list. So in the order list, you can see the numbering. See here at the bottom, you can see, yeah, the bullet point, it is showing the unordered list. Okay, so how you can create an unordered list? And by numbering, see this 1 2 3 4, under this section whatever the coming, it is calling the order list. So how can you create a order list and the unordered list? So just creating a order list, what you can do, you can write here at the bottom of this one. Just check how to create a unordered list. Unordered list, and search how to create an unordered list. So here you go and search MDN, Mozilla Development Network. Basically I'm using this one only. See, the HTML URL element represent an unordered list of item. So here you can see this is the unordered list. This is also another list, and this is you can see list inside the list. This also can be created by using this one. So by UL tag, you will call the unordered list, and li call the list item. Okay, these two tag I am going to use to create a list. So first you write the UL, hit tab, and li, hit tab, and we can do one more thing. I think into 4. No, li into 4. Yeah, hit tab. So you can see there's a 4 list, and if you want to add something here, so in the list, if you want to add some different type of name of this chicken, so here make a h2 element of this one, the breed of the chicken. Okay, indent it, just indent it, and write down here the Bantam, paste it, this standard, paste it here, and so there's 2 list, leave this part, now save it here. Now come to this section, go back 1 second, let me close this one, this one also, yeah. Refresh the page. See, there's a 2 list inside this one. Okay, if you want a list inside the list, what you can do, you have to make another UL also here, UL, enter, and now there's a 2 list here. If you want these 2, I'm taking, sorry, these two, see, indent it, and sorry, where it is, yeah. So take this list and paste it here. And this is the unordered list. Save it and refresh the page. Yeah, you can see there is a sub list inside the list. And what if you want a unordered list and embed a order list inside this one? So what you can do, you can take it this list, and inside this one, if you want some order list, so order list, you can just write OL and hit tab. So OL means the order list. Go back little, yeah, and here you type li, just 2 li inside this one, and if you want to add these 2 inside the list, go here and paste it, indent it little back and save it here, sorry, refresh this one. So you can see the numbering here, the list, the order list, and the unordered list. Okay, so this is pretty much it for the HTML in this section. Let me check anything else we can do. Yeah, the image I have shown you, like you have added this JPG which is saved, like which is already downloaded. What if you want to add some image from the website? Suppose that if I want to add some image, where the image is, let me check any image. Let me check any image. What if I want to add this image? What if I want this image into my HTML page? So for that one, you also have to take the address of this page. So how you can do? Right click and take the image address. So copy the image address. Go here. At the bottom, type img, hit tab and paste. Oh, it's a very long URL. Okay. And this is a
Devesh,
long URL. Yeah.
Devesh, I have a small suggestion. If possible, I mean, like if you can go through in developing our own personal websites, like in our personal website, we have something like about academic accomplishments, publications,
Yeah.
and all. So you are
Yeah,
explaining it very well. But if we can, you are trying to show the chicken part, right? So of making a website. If we mean
No,
like if you
you can
can,
take anything. It's only for example. Okay. If you want, you
yeah,
can
I
add
know,
your own published paper also. You can
yeah,
take a
that's
research
what.
paper
So
also, and you can add here. This is just an example.
yeah,
Okay. And for making a website, I'm just showing you the HTML page. When I come to the
yeah,
CSS
that,
page, you can see all the about page, how to make the nav bar, how to make the footer, how to make the headers. Okay. So that will come
okay,
gradually. Okay. This is
okay.
the from the basic
No,
one.
I
Okay.
was,
If I tell the very advanced one, you are not going to understand. And this is for
uh-huh.
the basic class. No, that's what I'm doing this way.
Yeah, okay. I mean, my suggestion was that you are
Yeah.
explaining things good, but it would be little bit better if
Hmm.
we graduation all,
Yeah.
it would be sounding
Yeah.
more intuitive. Rest, I mean, the content that you're providing is very good, but if this added, then it
Yeah,
would be better.
but the thing is, I have not prepared according to that one. Okay, no? So I have to search the example right now
It's
and
okay, no
take the
issues. I was
example
just
here and embed it here. Are you getting my point?
yeah, it's okay,
Yeah.
no issues.
So this is the
Yeah,
basic
yeah.
example. You can take your example and add something into. If you know the paragraph, you can add the paragraph on your own. Okay, no? If you know the how to add the picture, if you can add the any picture here. Okay. So just like I am taking this picture. This is a very simple picture, no? You're taking selfie. And if I am adding here, I'm taking the link of this picture, and this is a very long link. Okay. And if I am adding here, go and the Alt tab if you want to say this image is taken from the Wikipedia. Just like this one. Yeah. And try to see if it is coming or not. See, yeah, it is here. Okay. So this is the basic of HTML. So all the thing you can do here, and there are a lot of things I have to cover in this one. So I am going to give you overview. Now I'm giving you the overview of everything. Now you have to decide what to do and what not to do. Okay, this is the first page. I have shown you by giving you the example how to do this one, how to add the picture, and now you are very well known now how to add the tag. What are the different type of tag? In the second example, let me show you something. And go to here, and this is the third one. This is the next step. And the next step. Let me open this into the browser. Okay. So suppose that now this is the home tab. This is the nav bar. This is the nav bar in the form of list. But what we are seeing, like it should be like this one inline block, no? So that can be done by using the CSS file. And now here you can see there are some special character. Okay. So for the some special character, what you can do, you have something like this. What is called? I have made a bookmark for that one. Where it is? Productive HTML character entity chart. Yeah. If you want to add some special character, what you can do, here you can see there are a lot of special character that you can add into your website. This is the horizontal row. You can see this is the horizontal row by dividing these two parts. And on the this bottom part, you can see there is a superscript. How to make a superscript, how to make a link out of the superscript, how to make a subscript, how to write down this subscript in the H2O, how to write any mathematical formula by using this HTML. These are all can be done by using the HTML. Just see, these are all the special character. If you want to embed this special character, just you have to do, just there are a lot of code here, not a lot of this ampersand ETA means ETA. If you want to embed ETA into our code, our page, so what, go here and okay, let me cancel this one. And see in this page. In the H2, you can see 1, 2, 3. If you want to add a, sorry, just what you can do here, ampersand ETA and semicolon. So write down the ampersand ETA and semicolon, and go here and refresh the page. Yeah, ETA is here. Same as you can just add the heart or a spade or the ampersand, the for, the greater than symbol, and the less than symbol. All are can be added in this one. So I'm going to the overview of what all the things other than this page you can add in this one. So what are all the things you can do? Suppose that if you want to make a nav bar, okay. So let me show you one example first, then I will come to the nav bar. Okay. If you go here and take this Medium website and come to this website, this one, the Stripe one, okay, and inspect both the website. Inspect this Medium website also. Yeah. What are the difference between these two? Okay. So here you can see like this is also working very fine, no doubt. But you can see there are a lot of div, means there are a lot of container. Div is called the container, where you can contain, means if you want to contain any element, if you want to contain your paragraph or anchor tag or image, you can write down into the container. Okay. So for that we are making a container here. So here you can see everything is a container. For header also it is a container. This one. See, div, everything is div. But if you come to this point, you can see there are a lot of things here. So there is a section, there is a header, means all are div block only. There is a head, all are div, but there you can see like this is have a different name. So then you can easily identify. Okay. So there could be main also in this one. If you search here, go there and Control F, main, main. Yeah, there should be main in this one. And go and at the top level, I think the main should be there. 1 second. Okay, it is not visible, but it should be. The section is here. The nav bar would be here. The navigation bar, the header, and you can see section, the footer, See the footer, all are div point, but there's a different name so that you can easily identify what the website is about, is going to tell you. Okay, so for from here, let me start this one. Yeah, so I am here. So how to add this list? Okay, and so this is also a div part, but I am making it a nav. So in the nav, in the navigation bar, there are different type of link, like the home button, the about button, and the contact button. If you want to add this type of button into your website, you can make either by a list, or directly you can use by using some different called bootstrap. Bootstrap also is giving some grid section. By using the grid section also, you can add the navigation bar here. So this is the navigation bar. Let me delete everything. Okay, so leave it. Okay, so from here, this is the navigation bar, and after the navigation bar, if you want to add some row, see, this is the horizontal row, HR. So go to the MDM and search the HR. Okay, see, this is calling the horizontal row. What if you want to add some horizontal row into your website? So you can see here, see, this is also a horizontal row, but there is some styling included in this one. So this is the horizontal row, and here it is the here some styling. By using CSS, you can give the styling into the HTML page. And if you write down the HR here, so what it will do, it will divide the two sections, the first one, the second one. Okay, so I have done the same thing here. This where is the HR? Yeah, here is the HR. Okay, if you write down the HR just below this one, H2, you can see here. Sorry.
Devesh, we lost your screen.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Now it is fine.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is our page. You can see this one, horizontal line. And what if you want to add some footer in this one? This is the, at the bottom, you can see the footer. So if you want to add some footer, go to the below. At this point, you can see this is the footer. Under the footer tab, in the footer element, you can write this unordered list of this one, and you can add the footer at this point. Okay. And there is a two more thing I wanted to show you here. One is the superscript, one is the subscript. Okay, so let me comment out this one. Control and forward slash, you can comment. Like if you want to write H2O, so in the H2 tag, if you want to write H2O, so H2O, and you save this one. Okay. See, this is not a like a chemical formula. So what you can do here, you want two edges subscript. Okay, so for the inside the two, you can write SUB. Okay, SUB. Okay, it's not coming. Okay. Now hit the tab shop and take out this tool. Write two here and save it. Now refresh this one. Now it is coming. This is like a subscript, and there is some spacing, I think. Yeah, remove the space. Yeah. And what if you write to some mathematical formula? Comment out this one. Suppose the H2, and if you wanted to write 1 by 2 and refresh it, see, this is look like as 1 by 2, but this is not exactly like 1 by 2. So what if you want to make indent it properly? So you can do one thing, like if you want to add 1 plus 1 by 2 equal to 1. So you have to make it a superscript. 1 as a superscript. Okay, write 1 here and 2 as a subscript. Okay. subscript 2 and just copy it from here to here and paste it here, and it is coming under the 1.2 and refresh it. Yeah, it looked like a formula. Okay, so these are the basic thing about the HTML I wanted to show you. And now come to how to create table and how to create a form. Okay, so if you wanted to create a table, just I'm going to show you some table. Okay, this is the table. Okay, there is some link of the table and I wanted to show you. So here you can see, this is the table. This is a beautiful table. Like you can see, this is the entire table, in which this is the table header. These are called the header, and these are called the table data, and this is called the row. These are all the row, and this is called the column. Okay, you know all the basic about the table. Okay, so what if you wanted to add some table inside your web page? Okay, so yeah, come to the table. So let me show you what are all the element included in the table. So table is consist of this one. You need this table element, the table data, table row, table header, table head, table body, table foot, and call group and the caption. Okay, these are all the data included in the table. Okay, so just now start just creating the table. Just leave this page, just delete it. One second, I think I missed something. About page this. Okay, paste it here. Now come to the intro to the table. So this is the table I wanted to show you. So this is the table. You can see this is no border. There is no border in this one, but still you can see this is a table. This is the animal data, animal header. There are a lot of data in this one. This is the table header, the title of this table, the H2, the subtitle, and now this is the table. Okay, and this is the table in which there is a one row. Inside there is a two. In this column, in this one column, there is two column. Okay, so how we are going to make these two also? Okay, these are two example I am going to show you. So just open this file. Okay, cut from here and paste it. Write down this sign of exclamation and hit tab. Okay, and this is like a heaviest bird table. Put here and paste it here, and come to this point and write down the H1 heading. What is the heading? Okay, this one is the heading. This one is the subheading. Okay, now start the table. So in the table you have to write the table, because if you wanted to create a table. Okay, inside the table there is a table head. Okay, T head, and in the T head, this table, in the table row there is a lot of header. Okay, R is for the row and H for the header. Header will come in this bold item. These are called the header. So take out this table header, enter here, and the table header, there is a lot of table row. Okay, so take the table row. Sorry, this is in the table row, a lot of table header. These are all the headers. Copy this one and paste it here and save it. And let me show you. Yeah, these are all the headers, the main item, in which I am going to include all the items inside each column. So this is the head, and I need a body. So T body. Okay. Inside the body, there's a lot of table row, and in the table row you have to add the table data, the table row, and table data. These three are table data. I'm going to add. So take it here and paste it. Okay. Now refresh the page. See, this is all the table you can see at this point. Okay, all the data, all the header. Okay, and what if you want this animal to take 2 row and something like this one that I've shown you earlier. So for that one, we have to add some which row is going to take 2 row and which is going to take the 2 column. Okay. So take this H2, the second header. I'm going to make the second table. Okay. Here, table. This is the table. Okay. And in this one, suppose that if you wanted to add table header. Okay. In T head and in T head table row. Okay. In this table row, we have taken these 3 items. Take it here, paste it. Just refresh the page. What you can say this 1, 2, 3, 4. Still no. Only you can see 1, 2, 3. 3 row you can see. Okay. But I wanted to make these two a separate, the 2 different row, 2 different column inside this average mass. So what you can do, you can take this one and paste, sorry, and paste downside this one. See. So let me explain what it is doing. So there is a 2 class called row span and the column span. Okay. So row span 2 means it is taking the 2 row. So animal will take the 2 row. If you refresh this one and save it, see there is a 1 row here and there is another row here. Okay. So it will take the combination of 2 row, the size of combination of 2 row. Okay. And the last one is also taking the size of combination of 2 row. The first one is taking the 2 row, the last one is also taking the 2 row, but the middle one, it is taking the 2 column. See, in the 2 column, we are adding this kg and the LV. This, I'm adding these 2. So in this one, there is a 4 column separately. And if you want to add something, you can directly add by using the table. Where it is, yeah, T body. And inside the T body, T head is I think completed. Yeah, T head is completed. Yeah. Save it. And if you refresh this one, yeah, these are all things you can see here. The first row, the second row, the third row, and the fourth row. So there's a 2 different way to create a table, and you can add the styling by using bordering, the padding, the margin later on.
Hello.
Yeah.
I have one question. Like, how
Yeah.
kg and lb got added to exactly below average mass?
Yes, yes. See, you can see here, this will take by default if nothing is given, so it will take only 1 column. Okay. So in the row span, it will take 1 column and 2 row, and the column span it is giving the 2 column. Okay. So it will take 2 columns separately. Okay. And whatever thing you will write here, it will go and indent in this point. Okay. Suppose that if you are not writing this one, and saving it and refreshing it, see, there's no indentation because it is also taking the same 1 column. But if it will take 2 column and save it here, so it will indent like kg will be here and the LB will be here. So it is taking the 2 column, and whatever you're writing, it will come under this point. Are you getting me?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So this is all about the table, and let me show you something else. So here you can see some website, no? So you'll think this is all the thing which is style using the some other thing, but if you carefully observe this one, this is also a table. In the old website, what they're doing, like they are using everything under the table. This one also is a table. If you inspect this one, and if you also inspect this one. This is the table example. Leave it. Casper.com. Leave it. Leave it. Yeah. If you want to inspect this one, then inspect this element. So if you wanted to inspect this element, so go and no, I wanted to take, yeah. See here, this is T body. This is a table. Inside the table, we are using this one. This different section. When the CS is not very advanced, they are using the table to store the item in this manner. And this is also, if you inspect this one, go here. Yeah, you can see TR, TD, all the things here. Okay. Close this section. Now table is completed. Now come to the main and important topic. What is form and how to create a form? Okay. Close all the item. Okay, close, not required. Yeah. Not required, yeah. So let's come to this topic form. Okay, so start.register. I think you all are aware of the form. So let me show you some form, some basic form.
Oh, so
Okay.
Devesh,
So
I
yeah.
just request you, if it is, I'm not sure, so you are the best person to decide. So would it be useful for students to make, to embed this form thing in his or her web page, like research web page?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is also very required to add into the research web page, no?
So generally it goes like the first homepage you have made, then there are 3-4 different navigation panes, and there you are
means
describing.
form is really not required to embed into the research paper, I think. So I can also skip this section, but I can give you the overview how it is working only.
No,
So,
please explain.
Very detailed.
Actually, these forms are also required. Now, suppose someone wants to contact you. I mean, we see these forms everywhere. Suppose there is a college, hostel website. We always have that extra section, contact us. There we can add this form. Or suppose this is the company website. There also we can add this form. So please continue.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me continue the form. So you can see this one. This is the example of basic form. And let me show you some other example also. Space, not this one, athletic. Yeah. So in the form, what you can do, there is a lot of different element of the form, 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 MDN. Okay. So you can just click here and see. This is the form where you can write the username, you can write the email ID. This is the button. And if you wanted to see all the element included in this form, so there are a lot of element. There are 20 plus element. Let me show you example. Not example. I wanted to see there all the attribute of the form. Actually, it is coming under the input, I think. Yes. See, it is loading. Okay, it will take some time. There are 20 plus different type of forms you can think of. So this is the table. Come to the form. Where's the form? Yeah. Now this slide is not really important. Yeah, you can see here. So form contains all the item. It is consisting of all the item. So here you can see you need a username of this one. You need the detail, the password, what could be visible and what could not be visible, this button, this checkbox. Okay. These are all coming under the forms. Okay. So these are all the different attribute you can see which is coming under the form. This one, this button is the form, the checkbox. Okay, if you wanted to add some color inside the form, so you can add any color by using this RGB format, or by using the HSL format or hex format. There are 3 different type of format. Okay, when we take the CSS lecture, then I will cover this one. So if you wanted to add date inside the form, you can use this date tag. If you wanted to use date time with some timing, you can use this one. Suppose that you're clicking this one, yeah, 5:30 already over. If you wanted to add some email, if you wanted to add some file into this one, okay, active. Okay, no, I don't. If you wanted to hide something, if you wanted to add some image into the form, and if you wanted to add month, number, password, the radio button, the password would be invisible. See here, it is invisible. If you wanted to set some range, so yeah, you can set the range from 0 to 10. You can add the min or max. You can also add the step of this one. You wanted to reset button. Suppose that if you wanted to reset everything inside your form, you can directly click on the reset. If you wanted to search anything, you can directly search from here. And if you wanted to submit, if you wanted to add some text area would be can be bigger. Okay, if you wanted to add, and these are all the form attribute. Okay, so come to the form and let's open the form. Yeah, this is the form. Okay, so I have taken 3 different sections of this form. The first one, where you can the credential form, you need a username and password, and these are all the different things I can also add. If you wanted to add number or anything, okay. These are one section, and I am also going to show you how you can search from here. Suppose that if you wanted to search any video, so directly also you can search button into your form. Suppose that any song and YouTube search, it will give you the YouTube search. Okay. If you click on this one, see, from there you can also search here. So how you can do it? If you want to some Google search like research paper, so you can also create your own search page by using some simple command. Okay, let me show you how to do this one. And delete this one. And here is the checkbox button. This is one radio button. This is the drop down menu. This is the range one. This is the text area. You can increase and decrease the text area according to your requirement. And this is the validation demo. So you need something which is, suppose that if you want to submit this form, say fill this form out. Okay. So how you will do this one? I will see one by one. Okay, close this one. Okay, let me safety. Don't want to miss anything. Save, yes, save it, delete it, and delete it. Okay, and come to the form section. Open the form. And Control A. And Control V. Okay. First one is the first demo. Let me delete everything. Up to here. And let me show you something. Okay. So here, this is the section and the subsection, and here the form. So if you write down the form here, come here, and not like this one, FORM form, hit tab. It is coming under the action. Okay. So when you submit the any form, it will ask you the action on which action you want to. So suppose that I am writing here Dev and I am submitting the form. So it is performing some action like you can see here, my form attributes are something, the username, the password, color, and the number. These are 4 items in my form. So if you submit this one, it will like write username is Dave because I have given the username. So it is writing the Dave, DAV. So this is the form action. So where it will go in the website, when you search something, it is going to this action. It is going to this action and it is checking your username is correct or not, your password is correct or not, whatever the color is given is correct or not, and it is giving you the response at this point. So same it is going here. If you write down the action, any dummy action also you can write because Tacos is not a real website. Take here and write here, okay. And inside the form there are a lot of attribute you have to write here, okay. So take it here and paste it, okay, indent. So save it here and refresh the page. So it is asking enter a username in this one. So coming to this one, label, okay, delete or comment करके and now save it and refresh it. Nothing here, okay. So in the label you are writing for the username and you are giving a label for something. Suppose that there box is coming just after this one to write the username, okay. So box is coming, why? Because of this box is coming, this box is coming because of this input attribute, okay. If you uncomment this one and save it and it is asking for label, you are labeling this box as this name, okay. So whenever you see this 4 is used for this id, okay. So when you see this enter a username, there's a 2 different section, not one, okay. So this 4 is reflecting this same username, this id. So whenever you see the id, it is going for the same username, okay. So whenever this is the type equal to text. So when it is a text, you can write anything text here, okay. The main or the major attribute for this any input label is what is the type of this one. If you write down the password, password, it will become the password here. If you refresh this one, see now it is the password, okay. So what is your form, what is the name? So I want username as a text, so I am writing down the text, okay. And you remove this one, this placeholder and the name, remove this one and refresh this. Nothing is coming here. So what is placeholder? So placeholder is something which is going to in place of that box. So if you write down the placeholder equal to username, go here and refresh it, see it is coming the username. It is coming by default because you are giving the placeholder at this point of time, okay. But let's search something, but it is not given.
Devesh, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I think we are already running short of time. So maybe if there is more to add, we can have another session at some time, part 2 of this. And if
Yeah,
you want to,
actually, this is the last topic on HTML, okay. And after this, I have some topic on the CSS, and after that, a topic on Bootstrap, and then there's a topic on the JavaScript, okay. So creating a web page is not a very simple thing, okay. For that one, you need a knowledge of the CSS, JavaScript, and the Bootstrap also, okay. And at last, I will give the overview of everything, and this is the last topic I'm covering here. This simple form, not all the form, just the first part here. This
okay,
3
no, yeah, I just wanted to check. As you said, it is a little complicated thing, and if participants are interested in going, taking
Yeah.
some more time, then it's okay. Otherwise,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will
yeah,
take
it is totally
10
fine.
minutes, I think.
And anyway, it will be available on YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
so
I
continue,
hope
continue.
it will be available on YouTube.
yeah, so I just wanted to confirm that can that CSS and extra part can you cover in short span, or shall we do it another session?
No, I will cover in the short span, but give me some time. I just have to cover the form and I have to show all the overview of CSS, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no? Yeah. So where I was, the name is not given, no? So if the name is not given, and if you submit this one, this button, this input type, not here, where is the button? Regular button, yeah, button. And you add here this button. Refresh this one. Yeah, this is the button. If you write DEV and submit it, it is not working. Okay. Okay. So button not inside the submit button. That one I have to add the input also. Input should be the submit. Directly you cannot submit the form. Okay, leave it. See it later. And now you are added the username. Now use add the password here. Now equal to password. Sorry, name equal to username. Now this one, level for the password. Level for the password. Leave it here. This the opening tag. This is the closing tag. Yeah. Opening and closing. And yeah. Now it is the password. Go and refresh. See, you can see the password here and the username, and some other thing if you want to add here, this color and number. Yeah. These four I wanted to add in this one. And yeah. Now these are all the buttons. There is the form. Okay, this is not available. So I have to add the form. Action. Any dummy action. Okay. And now save. Now come and refresh this one. Now it is coming. And suppose that if you are not giving this name, remove the name from the upper portion and write something here. And now submit it. See, the username is something here, but it is not. Oh, okay. So username. If you remove the name from the everywhere. So when you remove name, it don't know where to go. See, number is equal to something because the number has the name and everything is not given any name. Name is equal to number. So when you see here, it is only showing the number. On the search page, if you see, it is only showing the number. There is nothing here. But suppose not here. Save it and go back. Refresh it. Go back. Refresh it. Write something here, something the password, and now submit. Now it is showing the username, the password, and everything here at this point. Okay. So this is the basic type of form you can use, you can build by using this HTML. Okay. So this is up to the form, and just copy it and paste it here. Okay. So let me show you one thing. Okay. Let me show you how to search by using this. How to make a search button by using the HTML command. Okay. So earlier the action was something like this one, some dummy action. Okay, but now you can see I have added this HTTP, this link. The link is showing the search. If you copy this one, go here and come to this point and paste it here. Okay. It is showing the search button. In the search also you can write paper. So what you can see after the search, it is saying the question mark q equal to paper. So I am searching the paper. That's why it is showing the query equal to the paper. Okay. So here what I have to do here, like instead of name, earlier it was going to the username. Now it is going to the queue. In the queue, it is just checking what is the text type. Okay. So if you save it and go here, refresh this one, go back. Yeah. In the Reddit, if you write the paper and click here, see, I have given the name equal to q. That's why it is taking the paper as a placeholder and it is searching for the paper. And same as the Google, same into the Google. If you write down the q, it will go to the q or to the this part search and write the question mark and the search for the name equal to q. Q is query, and it will search whatever the thing you want to search into this Google search. But in the YouTube, you can see this is the search query. Okay, name equal to the search query. Go here and YouTube. If you wanted to search something, YouTube. Okay, and if you wanted to search something, PAPER, paper, search here. See, instead of Q, it is writing the search query. It is by default. Okay, so Google is providing something else, the YouTube is providing something else, and some other thing is providing something else. So here you can take the search query after this result, and here I think I have added the result. I think instead of search, it is giving the result, and the name I have given the search query, and you can search directly YouTube into your website. Okay. So this is all about the HTML, and quickly come to the CSS, and let me show you the CSS. Okay, the CSS part. So this is our first CSS introduction. Okay, I will show you only the basics, and you can easily identify. Main thing you have to search. Okay. Here you go, like go here and search CSS MDN, or directly you can write MDN. I will show you how to search the CSS after this one. Go to the reference one, and go to CSS, and this one is the JavaScript. Come to the CSS part. Yeah, there's all the document of CSS documentation, and the JavaScript documentation. JavaScript Wikipedia document should be here. Learn more. Learning JavaScript. JavaScript guide. Here it is. So here you can see there are a lot of attribute. I think where is the CSS? Learning CSS. CSS reference here. Okay, CSS and CSS element. So in the CSS, what you can do, there is a three thing. One is selector, one is property, and what is the value of this property. Okay, suppose that if you wanted to add your h1 tag, h1 is the heading tag. If you wanted, this is our selector. h1 is the selector. This one is the selector, and take h1. h1 is the selector. If you wanted to color the h1 into the purple, so by using this selector, and this is the selector h1, and this is the property. What property we are setting? The color, the value of the color equal to the purple. This is the basic command of the CSS. Okay, let me show you the example. Where's the example here? CSS intro, index, open Google. Yeah, you can see the basic CSS. I have making the background color of this one, the button color different, this background color is different, and the body background color is something different. Okay, and let me show you how it is working. So I have set this H2 color into this one, and the background color RGB into this one. I have set the background color of button into this one by using this property, paragraph color into this one, and the body background color into something different. So there is a three different way you can use to design something like this. Suppose that if you wanted to add a color, so I have added this link, comment it out. Okay, and if I wanted to add some style, STY, style equal to color, no color, color equal to blue. Refresh this page. Now this is the blue. But what I am missing here, I think something I'm missing. Why it is coming? Save this one. Save it. Save it. Yep, save it. The background color is still coming. I don't know why. I removed this part, the title one. And this should not be here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I am making some mistake. Okay. Save it. Okay, this is the title. I commented something wrong. Comment this one. So if I wanted to make only H2 a blue color, so what you can do, see here, only H2 is blue. This is called the inline property. So you are inlining something here, but this is bad. So you have to go through the every element here. Okay, this is not a good idea to do this one. So this one I would not suggest to do the inline property. Rather than what you can do, let me show you something different. Inline selector is very bad, so remove this one. Okay, remove this one. Okay, save it. You can indent and the top. After in the heading tab, you can write down the style. This one is the style. Uncomment it and save it. I'm making a H2 as some other color. Okay, save it and see here. Yeah, all the H2 are some different color. You don't have to go all the H2 and make it the different color. You can directly make one H2 color. But what if you have the multiple file and you have to add all the property into the multiple file? So for that one, you have to make a different file, and you can just add this file into your original file, into your HTML file. So for that one, I have added this link. See here, this one is a link. So if you write down link, so it will asking for the reference, and reference is app.css. So copy it and paste it here, and just delete it. Okay, and now you can see everything is now what I wanted. Okay, and so this is the basic CSS. Let me show you some different example also. This is the text property. So how you can modify your text. So go here, open this one, and open these two file also into your Sublime Text. Delete means close this one. No, I think I did something wrong. App.css text property. Leave it now. Yeah. See, this is your text file. If you want to make it into center, if you want to underline it, if you want to make it wavy, if you want to spacing something, if you want to space between these two lines, if you want to make horizontal row, so all these things can be done by using the CSS. Just simple command are there. Go there, is just text alignment equal to center, the font weight, what is the font weight you want, the text decoration, what the text decoration, the color of the text, the underline, you want underlined or bold or anything, the wavy, the spacing between all the letter of this H1 element. H1, this one is the H1 element. Okay. And what are the font size you want? By default, it is something like 25 pixel. I don't know, but you can make the size different. Okay, you can make it bigger, or you can make it smaller. Okay, and you can add the font family also. The anchor tag also you can decorate something, the anchor tag, and the paragraph tag also can be changed by using the simple CSS property. I think this is very relevant for your research paper. You wanted to add some different styling or styling something else. By using this one, you can style your paper. Okay, this is something basic. Let me show you some different example. I'm not going to very detail because of the time constraint. So this is some different CSS selector. I will share all the code. Okay, so there are a lot of code in this one. I will share all the code. Don't worry. See, it looks something different, very different. Okay, you added the color, you added this one, the spacing, the alternative color of this one. Okay, you made it this line, first line into this blue one. You are made it this into the different color. You are made it this into the different color. All these things can be done by using the CSS. And come to some different property also. This is the CSS selector, and that's symbol style. Leave it. So if you wanted to see how it was looking, just what you can do, you go here and where the link, I think these two are the link. Just save it and come to this website. See, it is looking like this if you are not adding any CSS property into this one. Okay, but suppose that if you add some CSS into this one, very different. Okay, now you are added some red colors in this one. So just by reading it, you can easily understand why it is so. Okay, so when you open this file app.css, there's all the property is given here, and if you read this one, you can get it. If you don't understand this one, copy it and just search into the MDN, and you will get what it is doing. Okay, suppose that if you wanted to search something like this one, type password. So whenever you see the type equal to password, it will make it to the green yellow. So you can easily search on your tab. So this is the basic CSS. Okay, if you want, I can show lot of example of the CSS. There are a lot of example in this one, the flex box, the box border, the other property. But one major thing I wanted to show you is the bootstrap. This is the last thing. I think this is the last one. After this, I am going to close the session. So this is something like a framework. Okay, what framework is doing, like if you don't want to create from the scratch, okay, if you don't want to create something from the scratch, what you can do, you can embed styling from the CSS or the JavaScript from the bootstrap into your web page. Let me show you something here. Okay, if you go to the content page, the content, I'm sorry, not the component. Where is the content? Yeah. Not content, I think component is there. Yeah, you can see the alert button. This is all the different type of alert button. This is the simple alert, this is the secondary alert, and you can see the code is given for you. In the div section, the code is alert primary, and you can directly copy this one and embed into the system. Here the different type of alert button. Now you see the badge. I'm seeing what are the different property of the CSS. This is the badge. This the simple example of badge. Badge is coming something inside the number. Number is embedded into the button. That's called badge. Okay. So this is the badge. This is the primary, secondary, different type of badge. If you want to see some button, there are a lot of type of button here. Okay. You can directly take this button, and just what you can do, you can directly take this code and add into this one into your code. And instead of link, you can write something else also. If you want to appear something different from different here, if you want to make the length equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you want to 6, then add something else here. Okay. And there are a lot of things here in this one. If you go through this, all the nav bar, you see the model, Jumbotron, input group, forms, drop down menu. Just let me show you the drop down. Take the drop down, see here. this is one type of drop down. Okay, if you want to embed this drop down into your code, you can do it. There's a different type of, if this is the navbar, all embedded this one by using this drop down. You can also do this one. The split button is there. The first one is some different link and the second one is some different. This is the drop down. First one is the link. You can also do this one. So this is the example of bootstrap. So for the bootstrap, if you want to embed the bootstrap into your system, you can go to this getting started page. There's two ways you can do this one. Directly, either you can add the content delivery network, CDN. Search the CDN and you will get the bootstrap CDN. And make a link of the CDN, CSS into the top and JavaScript into the bottom. You will embed this one. Otherwise, you can download this one. This all the file is given. I think download is download button is here. If you download, it will give you the all the file in which all the CSS and everything is included in this one already. So if you download it and embed into the code, it will give you the nice result. Okay. So this is all about this one. And I'm going to show you one example only of the JavaScript. Where is the JavaScript? DO event. Okay. Where is the DO manipulation? Not this one. I'm not talking about this. Intro. Selecting. Okay. There's three files. One is the CSS, HTML, and JavaScript also. So let me open this one. Okay, I'm not this one. Where was? Sorry, I think I lost. Okay, this is not the JavaScript file I'm looking for. Okay. Selector to toggle. Yes, JavaScript. Let me open this one. Yeah. Open these two files and you will see the difference. What is this two? Okay, this is the HTML file, the simple HTML file. I have added the button. That's it. And this is the JavaScript file. So it is taking a variable. So for the JavaScript, you must know either any language so that you can easily understand what is going through here. So it is defining a variable called button. In the button, I am adding this button. Okay, and in this button, I am adding this event listener equal to click and going through the function, and the function is taking this one and toggle this into the purple. Okay, so whenever you click into this one, it is toggling. Okay, this is the very simple example of JavaScript. Okay, if you want to do any dynamic thing, you can use the JavaScript into the code and you can easily manipulate your event. So I think that's it from my side, and I will share all the code and so that you can practice a lot. There are a lot of things I have to cover, but I can't. Okay. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Devesh, thank you very much for taking out your time. So it was really helpful for everyone. So at least people must have got some basic idea, and from this fundamentals, students can improvise for their personal website. And thank you all the participants for joining us. So thank you very much. We'll try to send all the files through the drive link or your email. So thank you very much. Devesh, once again, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity.